So you guys, yesterday's video did amazing. You guys smashed the hell out of that like button. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I spent a little time this morning reaching out to Mega Attachments. I was blowing up their TikTok account, just like begging them to send me a leaf plow. Also this morning I received a comment on yesterday's video from somebody. He asked me if lawn care would be a good side hustle, and because he works full-time as a data analysis, I think is what he said. And yes, lawn care is, I would honestly say lawn care is better as a side hustle than it would be to do full-time as a lawn care business. And here's my reason why. If you already have a job and you're raking in the dough on the weekends or maybe once or twice during the week for lawn care, that's awesome, because like if you were to lose your job or you lose your lawn care, you have either or to fall back on, which is great. Also, lawn care is pretty much a very seasonal position. It's also very, very, very competitive, and every single year it's getting more and more saturated. It's getting more and more people. They might build more houses than people making lawn care businesses, but here's the thing, and if it's a 1-to-1 ratio, that's great. But when you run a lawn care business, I mean, people are looking for anywhere between like 100 to 200 clients. So every time they build one house, that's great. That's only 1 yard. But if one person starts a lawn care business, they're trying to get 200 accounts. So it's very difficult. It's a very saturated world that we are in right now. Lawn care picked up very heavily the last, I don't know, 5 years probably. And a lot of people are doing it, and a lot of younger kids are doing it too. So it's just becoming very saturated. So yes, as a side hustle, that makes perfect sense. Yesterday's video already has like way more views, way more watch time, and way more likes than the last 3 videos I put up combined. And it's just, you guys, it's amazing. I really, really, really appreciate the love and the support. This channel is something that I definitely want to see grow, and I already know the future content is going to be fantastic for you guys, because I do have plans for my next business, and you guys are really, really, really going to enjoy the content. I promise you. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Let's go get Dakota and get this day started. fantastic. A couple things I wanted to point out on this lawn especially. It's massive for one. I mean, it's a big corner lot and has mass potential. He didn't get his irrigation up and running this year, so that was a bummer. So it's not really as thick as it can be, and there's quite a bit of weeds. But yeah, I cut this in a different direction. Like every single week I cut this in a different direction. But also the owner of this property is awesome. I love these people. It's got a huge curb right here that needs to be edged. I mean, it's massive. We're talking probably close to 80 feet. So you can see the stripes I went with this week. I went this way. Sometimes I go straight up and down this way, but you can see where the sun is right there. So I try to get it later in the evening. These stripes are really going to pop. But one thing you've probably seen in the video is when I got to these trees, I just turned around and came back this way instead of going all the way through on the other side. And the reason behind that is, I'm sure some of you know, but if I was to just go right here and then go around all these trees and come back and go back straight down and then come back and then go back around and then come back, like, it just saves time to go here, turn, come here, and then just do my stripes here. And then when I'm done, what I'll do is I'll go over here, I'll pass all these trees, I'll go straight through, all the way straight through, and then I'll turn left instead of turning right, and I'll come back and make all those stripes back there. And believe it or not, they all match up perfectly. As long as you are cutting good and you're not overlapping your deck too much, that's something you could do. And that saves time, because instead of having to come like right here where this tree gets in my way, because if you're doing stripes, you can't go left, because then you're going to go into your other ones. And I do it, if I start down there and come this way, I do it the same thing. Like as soon as I get to these trees, I just go back and forth here, and then as soon as I come around, I just start back, blah, 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 and then continue on my stripes, and then they end up matching up perfectly. But it saves time. Otherwise, you're gonna have to come up here and go all the way around these trees, and then go back down that stripe, come back up this one, go all the way around these trees, finish your stripe, and then the same thing going back. Like, it just gets time consuming and tedious. And that's one way you can avoid that. If you have a big structure or clumps or like a garden bed or something like this, where like it's just so much easier. So as you can see, which stripe is it? This one right here, this white one, you can see. So I went all the way down with this one, and then when I came back, I literally just stopped right here, turned around, finished that stripe, came back through here, turned around, finished that stripe, and then I turned around, and I turned around, and I turned around, and then I came all the way through, just straight through. And then when I got over there, instead of going right and keep going that way, I just went left and finished these ones. And I just came down, went back, came down, went back, came down, went back, and they all line up perfectly. It looks like I went straight through these trees. If you look at these stripes, they line up perfectly, like almost like I went straight through it like I was supposed to. But yeah, that is an excellent way to save you guys some time. If you have a large structure, like maybe you got a shed in the yard, you can do the same thing for like the sheds. You can do the same thing for pole barns. Pretty much anything that's in the yard that's taking up, you know, too much real estate. I think Dakota's running out of gas. You're out of gas. Dakota, it's out of gas. Huh? I said, I think it's running out of gas. Yeah, it needs gas. He said, oh, I'm all the way over here. Nice. Looks good though. It's getting there. The leaves are really starting to come down, you guys. Pine needles and stuff. Yeah. But this is a really big yard. It's actually like pretty much my neighbor. My house is right around the corner over there. But yeah, just wanted to share that with you guys, give you some tips on that. That's how I mow it, that's how I do it. And if the stripes weren't going this way, let's say I was cutting it this way, like back and forth this way, same thing. When I get to these clumps, although they're not as bad this way, you know what I mean, but when I'm angling it this way, And the reason why I angle it this way is because when that sun gets about right there, it really just it shines this whole yard, and it's really nice. And that's usually around between 3 and like 7. It's lit up, so that's why I stripe it this way. But I mean, I stripe it so many different ways. I think you can see some of the stripes from last week.